So this wanting to ban TikTok has been going on for a while now. Even when Trump was president, it was his mission to ban TikTok, and of course, this wasn't entirely accomplished, hence why we are gathered here today. There is something so unhinged about this TikTok hearing that makes it so amusing, but it is also incredibly concerning once you realize that this isn't some SNL skit mocking the US legal system and the leaders of this country, but rather the real thing. You know, this is the real thing. This is as real as it gets. Again, incredibly concerning. If you didn't watch the full 5.5 hours of this shit show, well, first of all, good for you. Hats off to you. Congrats. I don't know why I put myself through that, but anyways. At its core, it was literally just Congress asking ignorant questions and sounding as technologically inept as they are made out to be, while trying to dismantle TikTok as a communist Chinese government tool that presents a serious threat to American children and American adults. Now, you know, this wouldn't be such a problem if these people were just normal 70, 80-year-olds asking their grandchildren how TikTok works. But once you actually take into consideration that they want to ban this app, that's where it's really like, this is not okay, because they're planning to ban an app that 150 million, probably more, millions of Americans rely on for entertainment, for, you know, their businesses, education, and where they get their information. And then you have these 80-year-olds that don't fully understand the app and they want to ban it. That's where the problem arises. That's where the problem is here. And among other things, but anyways. So because they believe TikTok presents such a serious threat to the American people, you would expect these people to have some knowledge about the app, right? Like, it only makes sense. It is only natural for them to be somewhat familiar with the app because it's so dangerous. Instead, they come across as people that literally just found out about TikTok that same morning and are asking basic questions as to, you know, like, how does TikTok work? When they are also presenting that TikTok is dangerous, you know? So it's very contradicting, very concerning, yet again. Also, the way in which this thing was conducted was just bad. It was just really bad. A lot of the interactions went something like this. So you say TikTok is from China. TikTok's headquarters reside in Singapore and Los Angeles, but it was made in China. Well, it is a subsidiary of a Chinese founder, yes. So does that mean that the communist Chinese government has access to American user data? No, Congressman, no government has access to user data. I am going to take that as a yes, but I just said no. Moving on, since you just said that the Chinese government has access to American user data, do you know what they're planning to do with this data? What? I said no. There is no user data that's being given to the government. We're not doing that here. Is this why they need to know where the eyes are? So they can connect to my GPS and my home network to steal my information? Sorry, Congressman, I may not understand your question fully, but we do not collect voice or face data. The only reason why we might do that is to just see where the eyes are, for the filters, right? Also, your second question, I don't understand that. I'm sorry. I might need to come back to you. No need. You've already proven to me that the Chinese government is involved and that your app is extremely dangerous. I yield. Congress South of the South yields. Chairman, can I respond? We only get 4 hours with you. So no, you'll get a different chance. And the saga continues. The most appalling thing about this whole shit show was how Congress expected yes or no answers to questions that could not be answered with a simple yes or no. You know, they were so broad, they couldn't be answered with just a yes or no. But they literally wouldn't have it otherwise. They would just ask the question again, as if that would make it any better. And if the immediate answer wasn't either a yes or a no, they would just answer their own question with what they wanted to hear. Like, why meet with this man when you won't let him respond, when you won't even let him talk. It was fucking stupid.
As pointed out by Chairwoman Rogers, you have regular contact with Chinese Communist Party Secretary, Mr. Zhang Fuping, who is your boss at ByteDance, correct?
No.
No.
No, he's neither my boss, nor do we have frequent contact.
But you have regular contact with ByteDance.
With the CEO of ByteDance.
Who is, Mr. Zhang Fuping is the editor-in-chief.
He's not.
My colleague, Representative Burgess, a few minutes ago exposed that TikTok and ByteDance share legal teams. You confirmed this, correct?
Our general counsel is an American lawyer, veteran of Microsoft.
Also, my colleague, Representative Latta, confirmed that your parent company, ByteDance, currently can access user data. Yes?
We have to be more specific.
Yes.
After Project Texas, no.
I'm not asking after Project Texas, I'm asking now. Yes.
And if obviously they were running out of time, so they would like talk on and answer their own question and then yield back. You know, they would just put their little microphone away and then yield back. And then another person would start talking, you know, with this long ass intro about their grandkids and shit. And it's just like, why spend all this time talking about the other apps and stuff that just doesn't matter, instead of just going straight to the point and asking the question? But at the same time, why would they? Because they're all asking the same question. It just worded differently. The amount of times that the CEO had to repeat himself constantly, even after somebody had asked him that same question, it was embarrassing, to say the least. And again, this sounds amusing in the sense that it sounds like it came out of a comedian's writing folder of future projects, yet concerning because these are people who are supposed to lead entire populations and make decisions for those populations. So again, extremely concerning. I also wanted to say that although Congress made it so incredibly easy for us to just side with TikTok and its CEO, we shouldn't just take sides with people like this, you know, because TikTok is another app and the CEO is another billionaire, right? He's doing his job. So just because they're saying things you agree with and just because Congress is fucking stupid doesn't mean that we should just trust these people, because just because they're wearing a tie, just because they have a title, doesn't mean they're looking out for us, you know? They probably don't give a shit. They're all just doing their job, right? So let's just all, as consumers, you know, let's all be smart consumers and be critical about who we trust. And yeah, that was just my input on this. Anyways, because since we're talking about millionaires and other apps, Mark Zuckerberg was also brought up during this hearing. I bring this up because while his Congress hearing showed him as the CEO or the data selling CEO who couldn't answer a single question because he just did not know what the fuck was happening in his company, this TikTok hearing had a different effect in the way that it left people siding with TikTok CEO and it left Congress looking like morons, which is interesting because they, in both hearings, Congress was just asking equally stupid questions to Mark and Shu. I believe Shu and Shu. I'm sorry, I can't. You know, like the outcome was so different, yet the questions were so alike. They were still asking dumb ass questions. And Mark Zuckerberg got out of that situation looking like a monster who was selling people's data and nobody was siding with him. Meanwhile, for this hearing, TikTok CEO was getting so much like, oh my god, like this is so fucking embarrassing, like this man was so mistreated, which is true, right? But it's just interesting how the way he presented himself and the app would completely change people's perspective. And you can see this in the comment section of each hearing. It was interesting to read. All in all, this hearing was concerning and embarrassing. And I don't think anything interesting or anything new came out of this, other than these people getting a crash course on how TikTok works. And honestly, since a lot of them answer their own questions, I still don't think they understand how it works. And nothing was really said that wasn't already public, so this whole thing just feels like a waste of time. I'm here venting because I did watch the whole thing. which was painful. But here we are. And since I did watch the whole thing, I saw this moment, this perfectly comedic moment, interaction thing. I mean, just...
How is it that you can convince us that our privacy is not at risk? And more than that, our kids' privacy is not at risk in this country.
In my opening statement,
thank you, Madam Chair.
Gentlelady's time has expired. We're going to...